Hey, Mort, do you think there is a way to add a system that gives you more odds to see a unit you bought from the shop than units you skipped it? Will still be RNG, but more rewarding to people who rolled it. I love this question. This is a great question. The answer to this is yes. Is there a way to do this? Absolutely. But the way to do it isn't going to be popular because, you ready? The way that I actually think this is a legitimate question that is something we should be doing to err on the side of players having fun. The problem is the way to do this would be a hidden mechanic. It would be an absolute hidden mechanic. Something like behind the scenes, we slightly increase the odds of things that are already on your board so that you try to hit the things you want, but we'd have to not tell you because as soon as we told you, it would become some, oh, here's the way you manipulate it. So I actually kind of agree with this. We've been talking, the most recent case we talked about was Tim came to me with a complaint, a good complaint, and I thought this was really good. Tim said, I don't like level 9 right now because sometimes when you hit level 9 and then you roll for 5 costs, sometimes you just don't get any 5 costs. So it feels like level 9 isn't worth it. And I was like, I love that point. I think that's a great point. But I think realistically, if you stop and take a step back and compartmentalize it and like really analyze what's going on here, take every game you get to level 9. You need at least like 50 games. Take 50 games you reach level 9. Capture your roll downs. My guess is about 33% of those roll downs, you're actually like hitting a bunch of 5 costs. About 33% of those, you're probably hitting the average number of 5 costs. And about 33% of them, you're hitting like really low roll 5 costs that feels like absolute garbage. And I believe what we probably need to do is for something like level 9, say, hey, we need to normalize 5 cost distribution, right? We need to say low rolls aren't allowed because, you know, you reach level 8 for 4 costs, you reach level 9 for 5 costs. That's the player intent. And we need to normalize it to make sure that you're not having a shitty experience. But that would be a hidden mechanic, right? And like, how would players feel if we said, well, secretly it says 10%, but it's actually 10% normalized to never be lower than 10%, but sometimes can be higher than 10%. I mean, some people would complain, but the reality is it would be a better game experience, which is why I'll say that I would do something like that. I would keep shipping stuff like that because hidden mechanics that make the game experience better are better for the game. So when Tim brought this up, this was a real problem. I guess I'm probably talking about something that maybe will come out someday, but that's the kind of thing that are important for the game and I think can be good and where hidden mechanics can be very valuable for TFT. So it's why I will keep defending hidden mechanics.